All right, guys, you already know what time it is. It's another episode of Let's Talk About It. I am the host of LB. I go live each and every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard like clockwork, right? I'm excited about my guest tonight. I'm elated. We had to reschedule because he had something to do because he is just that famous. And I am ready for him to hit the stage. I'll wait for some people to jump in and then I'll bring him on the stage. This is going to be a good one tonight. So you guys buckle down your seats and let's hear how he got started and I'm ready to hear how he got started as well. So I'm gonna bring him to the stage. We'll chat a little bit. We'll wait for some people to jump in. So let me bring him to the stage without further ado.
Cool.
Hey.
What's going on? What's
What you
going
got
on? How
going
y'all doing?
on? I'm so happy to have you here. I don't know what to
Thank
do.
you. Thank you. I appreciate you bringing me on.
To come in. How was your day today?
You know, it was cool for the most part. You know what I mean? Things have been moving. So yeah, I'm approaching like my fourth book in this month. So
Okay.
things have been moving along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writing a book is a lot because I have 4 out myself. So writing a book takes a lot of time. People don't know that. You got to make sure it's edited right, proofreading
Right,
it.
right.
What's your book?
Oh no, I was saying bookings, like
Oh, bookings. Well,
yeah.
maybe you should write a book. Maybe I'm prophesying over you or something like that. Ooh.
It's all good.
Maybe you should write a
Yeah.
book. So we'll wait for some people to jump in. I see we got some. I'm trying to wait for my moderator to come, which is my sister. So
Gotcha.
then we'll get the show going. But
Okay.
we'll ask you who are you and where you from in 1 second. But see, maybe
Gotcha.
you should be writing a book.
You know what? I have a feeling, I have a strong feeling that is coming very soon. I don't know when, but I do have a surprise. I'll tell everybody that a little bit later on as we get into
Yeah.
the
Make
show.
sure you save it for save all
There you
the
go.
juicy secrets for when people come in. So
For sure.
well, they late, right? So
It's
go
all
ahead and
good.
tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
For those who don't know me, my name is Joshua T. Shipman. I'm an actor. I'm a model. I am a consultant. Now new writer. Soon to be producer, director, all that type of stuff. It's just it. I'm just taking my time with it, but that's what I do. I'm originally from Hallsborough, North Carolina. Small town, Columbus County. Shout out to H-Town. Shout out to Columbus County in general. The love has been tremendous here, which I thank you all for all the love that you've shown me over the years with all my projects. Thank you. Hometown love is where you get the most love at first. You know what I mean?
That's
If you
right. That's
if you
right.
can't get the love there, then something's wrong. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Well,
it's been great though.
unless you got a couple of little town small haters.
Right.
You know,
But you
town
see,
ain't but so big, but the haters is great.
but you see, that's we gotta fly over that. You know what I'm saying? From
That's
local to
right.
global. We gotta fly over
Global.
that the
Here
hate.
you go. I
You know what I
like that.
mean?
You sell
Yeah.
that t-shirt?
What's that? Am I selling? Oh, that's to come. That's another surprise. That's to come.
Okay, well
So
we'll keep that. We'll keep that down. So
yeah, definitely,
I'm gonna
definitely.
go ahead and get me one. I'm gonna go ahead and get me one. I got
For
support.
sure.
Okay, so let everybody know. So let's hear your name first. Let everybody know who you are. You already said where you're from, so we'll
Mhm.
make sure we just announce who you are.
Gotcha. All right. For those who don't know me, my name is Joshua T. Shipman.
Okay, actor. No,
Oh,
you
yes.
make this up. Yeah, tell everybody how you. I want to know how you got started. So how did you
Okay.
get started?
Okay. So again, that's Joshua T. Shipman, actor, model, consultant, new writer, and everything else that surrounds this industry. So basically, how I got started was as a childhood, I don't know, it was just my imagination. My imagination was so strong. And just playing with my siblings and being outside all the time. Like back then there was no such thing as us being in the house 24/7. We were outside, we were creating worlds beyond the world that we were living in. You know what I mean? So I always felt that I had that imagination that was a little more, it was a little more extreme than the normal kid. Maybe I was just exaggerating, but I always knew I wanted to be an actor. And I
Mm.
would see behind the scenes in movies. Now, this was way back in the day when we had the VHS tapes with Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
We would watch the Blockbuster tapes and we would always watch behind the scenes. And I'm like, I have to do that. I don't know how I'm going to get into it. I have to
Mm-hmm.
do it. And
Mm-hmm.
I just kept speaking it. I kept speaking it into my life. I kept
Come
following it.
on.
I kept, and it all started here. It all started here, like how am I going to get into this stuff? How am I going to really, bring this life to me? You know what I mean? And yeah, I just kept, even from early childhood, I was probably between 7 to 10 years old. I was probably my son's age when I just knew that, I was bitten by the acting bug. I just knew I had to do something in entertainment just by watching TV and just watching, scenes and movies and everything, watching all the stunts. I'm like, that has to be the life. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So did you like start where you're originally from, or did you have to find like an agent? Wait a minute, we don't lost on you guys. This is live. Okay, he'll be back, and there he is. All
I think
right. Yeah,
yep, there you
you
go.
know what? I gotta give you the warning. I should have that going down on the floater. When I'm interviewing certain people, the enemy don't like that. So that should be in the caption as well.
Straight
Some of
up.
my guests get kicked off. I'll bring you right on back up if you mute, because
Hey,
the
it's
enemy don't
all
like
good.
prosperity. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like what he sees. He doesn't like certain people that I interview. He doesn't like visions and
Right.
desires coming to pass. He wants to kill
Right.
them, right? So that's supposed to be his job, but we rebuke him today.
Oh,
So
of course. We got to fly over
now
that.
that fly right on over it.
Yeah.
So did you get started like where you're originally from, or did you find like what age did you get started? Let me start there.
I got started in grade school plays. Like many of us have done. Grade school plays, the Nutcracker, or some movie where some stage play where we might have played a tree, or we might have been, what I'm saying, one of the soldiers in the Nutcracker or something like that. I can remember those vaguely, but I can't really, remember a lot of those. But where it actually jumped off was in high school. My 10th
Wow.
grade year, I finally broke out of that shell, crossing over into high school. So I was just like, I was real shy in my ninth grade year, and I just couldn't, really find my footing yet. So 10th grade year, my sister and I think we tried out for like chorus, and then they had a play come along, and we tried out for that, and we both got into that. And I think the first play I did was Princess and the Mattress. It was a spinoff of Princess and the Pea, of the old
Okay. I
fairy
was like,
tale.
I never heard of Princess in the
Yeah,
Mattress.
yeah. So it was this very cool spinoff, and
Mm-hmm.
I played a huge parrot, a huge bird, and I also played a wizard. But the wizard actually, I think the wizard transferred into the bird or something like that. But
Yeah.
anyway, long story short, I ended up winning a cameo for that.
What?
So yeah, I ended up winning the cameo for it, and I was blown away. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, so maybe I am in the right, on the right track. Maybe I should, follow this thing a little bit more. So
Mm-hmm.
I just kept at it. I kept, auditioning for plays at the school, and I just kept getting them. I ended up doing a musical, but I don't sing like that. So I know people are like, "Oh, you sound like you can sing." I'm like, I had to carry a tune, but I had to Drake
Yeah.
it a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You had to
I
auto
could,
tune me some. You
yeah,
had to
I
auto
had to,
auto tune it.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
probably would have done way better if they had auto tune back then. I don't know,
That's
but it worked out. It worked out. It was fun, and that was called Sweet Charity. Um,
mm.
yeah, so that was a pretty good one. And from that point on, I just kept really pursuing it. I thought my career was going to be on the stage, but
Mm-hmm.
it was such a humbling beginning. And I mean, I'm forever grateful for that beginning, because without people seeing that side of me, or where I actually came from,
Mm-hmm.
it would be kind of lost in translation as just another person who just wanted to be an actor. They just woke up one day and wanted to be an
Right.
actor. Yeah.
Right, like everybody else. But you manifested that thing. You said it was maybe about 7 to 10. You kept
Right.
speaking that I could do this, and look, you just started. You had to start at little plays, like you
Right.
said, to overcome the shyness. But look at you now. You just like
Definitely.
from local to global. Is that what it
Most
says? From
definitely.
local to global, right? So
For
when you
sure.
after you did the plays, did you do it in high school as well, or just junior high school, or did you break out into a big major part where you didn't do plays in high school?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, those plays were in high school. I'm sorry, I should have
Oh,
specified that. Those
okay.
plays
Sorry about
were in high school. Yeah.
high school.
So
Okay.
after that, I ended up going to a community college, but they didn't really have a lot of theater at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we did like a little skit here and there. from there, I went on to UNC Pembroke.
Mm,
Shout out to my alma mater. Amazing school, amazing experience. That's where I got into more theater. And
mm.
my very first play at the university was The Crucible. And I ended up playing John Proctor, which was the lead character in the play. Amazing. Like when I say that's when I found out what method acting was.
Oh.
Uh,
Now
starving
explain
myself.
method acting after you're done. Not to cut you off, but you got to explain what method acting is. I don't know what that is.
So my interpretation of method acting is when, and this could be different for many people, but I know it's pretty much where when you really prepare yourself for that character, you become that character physically,
Mm,
mentally,
mm-hmm,
emotionally,
mm-hmm,
spiritually. You become
mm,
that person. And
mm.
I kind of did this unintentionally.
Right.
This is where my overly ambitious character or overly ambitious nature comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember going through my line, and I became so obsessed with my lines because they were different. You know, if you've ever seen The Crucible, or if you know remember The Crucible, the way of speaking was different back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember having this pamphlet, probably about this book that was probably 90 some pages of dialogue. And these are
Mm.
so many different scenes. And I'm like, okay, it's not high school. I know I got to turn up. I know I got to step my A game up. This is university level. And this play was over a span of a week.
Wow.
So yeah. So I remember almost starving myself. I was probably this close to fainting because I wanted to do so well and I was so focused
Mm-hmm.
that I at the end of the play, I just felt tingling all over my skin. I felt like I was dehydrated. I barely ate anything that day. I barely drank anything that day. And I was like, I felt it all hit me at the end of the play. And I was like, as soon as we hit the stage, as soon as we finished, I had to go to the water fountain. I was just drinking water, drinking water, drinking water.
What
I
did you
was
have to lose
probably
weight or you just felt
no,
nervous? You was just
I,
nervous.
I was just focused. I
Oh,
was
focus.
focused. I was so focused in bringing that character to life. And when I
Mm-hmm.
look back on it now, I was probably like, to me, I probably feel like I overacted it, but it was so powerful. Like they
Yeah.
loved it. So
Mm, that's good.
yeah.
See, so you just walking into your purpose. The funny thing is, when you started off, you said you have a imagination like you to go outside. So that's me and sister. Me and sister didn't go outside till we from Brooklyn. We didn't hit our
Okay.
block maybe until we was like 16. Because as soon as
Right.
we
Right.
come from junior high school, a lot of people don't know we done changed the whole entire house around. We got the
Wow.
school. We crawling underneath curtains. We done pushed the chairs together. We made tents. We had the nightstand blocking the door. How may I help
Yeah,
you? It was just the two of us, but
for sure.
the imagine our imaginations was so vivid, like we can just see it. So I can understand when you're saying that because now look, I could do
Right.
podcasting, I could write books. Sister has an imagination to run in a big old event planning company, and that just takes seeing beyond what other people can see,
It's
if
amazing.
that makes sense. We see things that other people maybe can't see. But
Most
everybody
definitely.
in here, team local, the global. You got your
Yes,
peoples up in here. We welcome you guys. Y'all hit the share button because sharing is caring and sharing is free. Even
that's
though he's
right.
out there, you see him on commercials, you see him everywhere, you see him in movies. But let's get his name out so he could be local or global. It don't even
Definitely.
have to stop where he's at. He wants to be just
Definitely.
everywhere with
Most
billboards,
definitely.
magazines, front of them, the in the middle. We don't care where you gonna be at, but you want to
We
be
all
there,
over. We
right?
are all
So
over.
all over. We local to
That's right.
global, and I'm gonna definitely get that shirt because my season is gonna be from local to global. Okay, I
That's
put
right.
that in the atmosphere. So,
That's
what
right.
was your big first like? What was your big first movie or that you did? What was
So
it?
my very first major film was
Mm-hmm.
Harriet, of course, in which that was it was almost like a shot in the dark, really. Like when I tell people the story of how that role became about, it was one of those things where I was, I don't know, it was kind of like I was this close of turning it down because of so much I had going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I was working. I was working. This was like back in 2017, and I was coming out of a major transition. Transitioning from a different place in my life to a better place. So it came at a time where things were weird. Like, I mean, we had storms going on. We had a whole bunch of different things that's happening at one time. Now, I remember being with one of my good friends. I actually helped him drive to Atlanta at the time. I think we were just going down there to kind of chill, I guess. And it was, I was just coming off of work. But when we got there, I was so tired. We had been on the road for a while, and we got to our destination. We were eating, we were enjoying our company and everything. And I had an audition, and I was like, dang, I still got an audition. And they didn't give me a title. It was just you have an audition for a period piece. And at first I was like, period piece, because this is my first time. I've never really heard of like period pieces and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, you have an audition for a period piece. And I was like, so I'm reading through it. I had no idea what I was reading, and it didn't hit me. So it still didn't give me a title. And I was reading through the sides, and I think I had a few words. Matter of fact, the initial audition was just a few words. So I was like, you know what? I better go ahead and get this in. So I asked my homeboy, we kind of set up some lights, some home lights or whatever. Didn't even have a professional setup, but it worked so well because of the nature of the scene. And it worked perfect.
Right. Because of Harriet at that time.
Right. So
right, I get it.
Yeah. So we got it in. Long story short, it was like we had one of the biggest hurricanes that hit the Carolinas. It was one of those hurricanes, and I can't remember the name, but it was one of those hurricanes that it kind of just sat over us and just dumped water. And like, we were kind of like an island for a week or so, probably longer than that. So we couldn't get anywhere. So in this time, I'm at my sister's house, and my service is horrible. But that one message came through. All my other, I missed all of the messages. That one message came through, and it was like, you have a callback for this audition. And I was like, hold up. It's like, what? So I'm looking through it, and I was like, hey, can you get to Virginia? Da 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 da. And I was like, well, we're kind of blocked off right now because the roadways are all blocked, and we just couldn't go anywhere for like a good week and a half. So after that, they allowed me to come up there when I could. And when I got there, I read for like 5 different roles, probably more than that. I read for like 5 different roles. And like, cool, wrapped it up, did my thing, headed back to North Carolina. So 2 weeks after that. Did you know
it was for Harriet?
No, did not know. They always, most of the time, they conceal the names of these major feature films because they don't want people to spoil it.
Right.
So they give you a title, or they give you like this off title or whatever.
Yeah.
So or what do you call it, running title or something like that. But excuse me. So like 2 weeks after that, I got the notice, you're in high consideration for this role. You're in high consideration for that role. You're in high consideration for this role. So it narrowed it down all the way, and then it was like, congratulations, you booked the role of Philadelphia Vendor. So
that's amazing. But what did you think when you found out it was Harriet?
I was mind blown. I didn't realize. Not only that, I didn't know who Cynthia Erivo was. I did not know who she was. I had to do my research, and I was like, wow. I'm like, I'm gonna be in a scene.
I didn't know who she was either until I saw that thing.
Powerhouse.
She's
absolute
really
powerhouse.
She's good. She's good.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Look at you now. So I mean, I don't know if anybody else is curious, but how in the heck you remember all these lines? What do you have like a routine? Do you have like something to put it in your circumference? Like, do you have like a memory side of your brain? How do you remember it all?
Just years of repetition. To me, I've tried a lot of different ways to memorize lines, but one thing some people can cram things at the last minute. We all did it in school. We tried to cram everything, but when it comes to you really wanting to do your best at your craft, then you don't wait until a day of before the shoot. You don't wait until till it's time, because you really want to understand your character. So if things do alternate on set, you're not frozen like, oh shoot, I didn't learn my lines, or I didn't da 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 da. You always want to prepare yourself not only for professionalism, but you want to be able to truly live in that character. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
because the audience is going to tell if you're faking it. You know what I mean? They're going to feel if you're not really, they're going to see if you're not really into it or not. So with me, it's just learning things way before we even hit set. It, you know, depending on, you know, how busy the schedule is at the time, you want to be able to, you know, just kind of block off some time, sit yourself down and really understand your character, understand the setting, understand what your goals are in each scene, understanding what you want. Because, you know, when you look good, the director looks good. When the director looks good, the production looks good. Everybody looks good. You know what I
And you
mean?
feel
So,
good. That was my
and it
slogan.
makes you
Look
feel
good, you
good.
feel good. There you go.
And you created a product that you have no ideas how many ideas, how many eyes are on you.
That's
So,
right.
you know, if you're putting out good work, you know, case in point, and I'm not gonna hold this one too long, but I was just recently in Florida, and I was on vacation with my son, and we went to Legoland, and we were just walking through the park. Now I'm in Florida. I know some people in Florida, but no, I don't really conversate with them too much, or I don't really talk to them like that. You know what I mean? So, I just saw this lady. You know how you see eyes on you? We're just walking through the park, and I see these eyes on her. She stops, and she was like, "I know you," and I was like, you know, with people, because I get that a lot now, and it's weird, but it's funny at the same time. And they were like, I know you. I was like, she asked me, do I live in, was asking me. And I was like, nah. She was like, where have I seen you at? I was like, probably on TV, maybe. So she's like, yes, that's where I've seen you at. And she was like, oh my gosh. She was like, I can't believe that I ran into you. Like I was just like this super celebrity or something like that. It's funny.
Well, you're a celebrity. You're just a movie celebrity.
But it's memorable because people
Right.
remember how you made them feel.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
in a certain movie. So that, and she mentioned the Christmas movie that I did. I think it was A Christmas Proposal.
Oh,
She
I like
mentioned that movie.
Proposal.
Yeah. And she was like,
Yeah,
she loved it so much. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey everybody, I want everybody to click the the share, the like button. We got about a couple of people in here. These likes should be matching what we got in here. These shares should be matching the shares.
Get these likes up, people. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Because you know what? It's not easy. And if I don't know if
Not
y'all
easy.
caught, I'm a really good listener. He said he got off of work. That means he used to work a regular job, y'all, right? Where did you used to work? Because I caught that. You used to got off of work, y'all drove to Georgia, and you was tired. Okay,
so
it's not easy.
I used to do a lot of hospitality work, like working in hotels and stuff like that. I used to do a lot of retail. I used to do a lot of pretty much any job, you name it. I'm definitely not a stranger to regular jobs and hard work. I've been working since I was probably old enough to, you know what I mean? Like we started out at a young age cutting grass, and to get our school clothes. You know what I'm saying? So we came from hard work.
That's right. Yeah. Let's get these numbers up, y'all. He said, I'm his future bodyguard. I know that's right, Paul. You got to claim that thing. Paul said, I am his bodyguard. He don't know it yet, but I'm guarding him right now.
Paul, man, listen, we're gonna get you in there, man, before you get, too old on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you in
Paul.
there, man.
We need you to be able to chase some people down now. Hold on, Paul. So I can understand when you like getting into the role, because just by watching, I'll use Will Smith for example. Yeah, I think that Will Smith is a great example about fitting into every role. Whatever role Will Smith does, regardless if he had to gain weight from Muhammad Ali to lose weight to be somebody else. So I understand when you said you was back at your high school, you didn't eat or anything because you was just that you just wanted to fit into the, you know what I mean? You just wanted to get into the role. Now, how many movies did you do so far?
Well, according to my IMDb, film-wise, we're looking at probably about close to 40 movies so far. 40 movies. I wish they would put the commercial work up there, but they don't, of course. Yeah. I've probably done close to 50, 60 commercials.
Wow, that's dope.
Probably way more than that. Regional, commercial, regional, nationals, depending on which region we're in. Film wise, I've done independent films. Man, I've done countless independent films. I've done countless films that have been national movies or whatever the case is. National streaming services. So and this is over a span of, I want to say professionally, this was probably over a span of 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Red said 200 commercials easy.
If anybody knows, he knows. Listen, shout out to, I want to say this real quick. I want to say this real quick. And I don't always give this man right here his flowers, man. Shout out to Nakia T. Hamilton. I'm telling you right now, if it wasn't for this man, I could probably do a 5-minute reel on all of the movies Nakia and I have worked on together, or the movies that he has allowed me to be in. Like, if it wasn't for this man right here, I wouldn't have half the catalog movie-wise that I have now. Like, half of my movies independently have come through him, and we just getting started, really. We have so many more to go. So shout out to Nakia.
Shout out to Red. He got an amazing testimony too. He was up here. You know, kudos to y'all for stepping out on faith, and don't let anything discourage you from just pushing forward, regardless if you're tired, if you're not, because you could have just said, you know what, I'm so tired that I don't even feel like doing this little audition. What's the little audition about? You could have discouraged, you see, because you could have allowed the enemy to talk you out of getting off of work, driving to Atlanta, super tired. But no, you said, come on and help me up, set this thing up just real quick so I could just shoot this. And you not even knowing what it was for. But God knew what it was for. And good for you for pushing through. See, because sometimes we're tired, okay? Regardless if you're actually a business person, you're a mom trying to make it, you got to need side businesses. Well, I work a regular job too, but you gave me some encouragement with that, because I know one day I'm not gonna be working a regular job, right?
That's right.
That's right. From local to global. That's right. We got to speak these things as if they already has happened in our lives. So kudos to you for knowing that thing from 7 to 10 years old, and look at you now.
That's right.
You got a Wicca. You got a Wicca.
What's that?
You on Wikipedia? You got a Wicca?
I don't think I do at the. I mean, I know if I put my name in Google, a lot of my stuff comes up. So
hey, you might be surprised you got a Wicca. You might have a Wicca if you did all of that, right?
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, look that up. I was telling somebody about my sister, because my sister worked for Congress, and then I was just showing somebody how, you know, who she was, and then all of a sudden she had a Wicca. I was like, okay. That's like you made it. You got a Wicca. So I put that in my group chat. You know you made it now. Yeah. You got a Wicca. So that's good. You'll have one. You too dope not to have one. So sister wants you. Let me go back to sister's comment, because we have to get back into this watching the movie last night. So I didn't get to see it yet. I have to sit down and watch it. I gotta be one of those that really be focused to watch something that's really, really good. But let's talk about this one that sister is talking about, and it is double standards.
Double standards, yes. Shout out to Miss Erlina. Amazing. She is really, you know, in her lane in this film industry, and she is doing amazing work. Shout out to Miss Erlina. We got much more coming as well. I want to thank her and give her flowers for just seeing my talent and allowing me to help bring her films together, along with other awesome casts. Of course, it's not just on me, but we're speaking on double standards. Shout out to the cast, shout out to the crew, shout out to everybody. This film turned out to be a hit. I mean, people are hitting me up left and right.
Don't give it all away, but
no.
Some away, but not all the way. I ain't seen it yet.
No. I'm not even gonna tell you about the movie. I'm just gonna tell you how well people are receiving this movie, and they're just telling me how much they hate my character. I'm not gonna tell you why, but
sister said that on the phone. It was like, I never seen him play a role like that, so now I really gotta go watch it.
Right, because so many people they're used to seeing me in these commercials, or they're used to seeing me in these very lighthearted films. But you know, I'm an artist, and what I do is I put all of my passion in it. The movie is actually on Tubi, and I want to say it is on Amazon Prime right now. Yes.
That's my
and it was
mom.
called
Yeah,
Double
that's my
Standards.
mom. The movie guru. She loved karate, but she loved a good old movie, and she'll play it on volume 98. Shout out to Bob.
Hey, listen, you have so you can
Yeah.
get all of the
Oh,
emotion.
she loved a good old movie on the movie theater notch. You would think she was in the cinema. OMG,
Right.
she said, sister said, OMG, I wanted to fight you. Good God.
Listen, you know what? But this kind of goes back to what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I was so in some of those scenes, I was so much and shout out to Marquand Ragland as well. Shout out to Marquand Ragland, the director of that movie. Marquand Ragland, BR Films, look him up. Another amazing director, producer, writer, another amazing guy that I've had the privilege to work with for over 8 years. I actually started working with Marquand Ragland before I worked with Nakia, and that's how I actually met Nakia. But we'll get back to that in another session or whatever. But
Okay.
so Double Standards, I was so into that role just by being prepared and just by knowing his character struggles and what he was dealing with internally, not only dealing with in his marriage and everything else around him. So it was just me kind of engulfing myself in that person and just becoming that person and wanting to see, I want to say so much, but
we gonna watch it. I'm with my niece. I had to put her comment up there. I'm gonna watch it tonight. So I might just go ahead and watch it tonight, because now you got me wanting to see what it's about. Now, when you on, because I actually read the same question, it's like credits that you get paid for, or they just tracking like music. They just tracking how many people watched it, how many people might click on it, or how long it's watched. How does that work?
Oh, now are you saying like as far as like
when you're an actor and then you on something like that? Is it because how long people watched it, or is it just how many people just it's on there and then you just get paid because it's just on there that one, you get paid that one time?
Now, if we because if we're talking about different parts of the business now, when we're talking about like broadcast and SAG movies and stuff like that, with SAG is Screen Actors Guild. Now, if we're doing stuff like that, then depending on your role, you're talking about you get residuals from that. Now, independent films, right now, a lot of independent films, unless they're SAG, but it's so many different levels in the industry. You have your independent films, you have your independent SAG films, you have your SAG movies, your what they call, some are ultra low budget, and then you have like the mega $1 million budget films. So it varies. It varies.
Yeah. Now, what I want you to do is, you see her name right there, L Glam. I'm gonna message her name. The next time you have a part, please let her audition. That's my niece there, that's sister's daughter. And she already like on Tubi, and she's got major parts. She's in Carowinds commercials. She's a phenomenal. She's got agent and everything. So she's been a performer ever since she was little. So she's real good at it. Her name is Lettice. Well, L Glam is what she goes by on social media and things like that. So I'll make sure I'll share her in the thing, because I would love to see her just really branch off and do things like you're accomplished, maybe like Harriet and like movies like that, because I think she's just so worthy. She's just putting in so much work to go ahead and so her name is Tisa Britton, and I'll make sure I share all the information, if that's okay. I don't know what all these emojis about, but we might have to watch the movie. His sister said you up next, right?
Thank you.
So she's giving you all these accolades and everything like that. So
thank you so much.
And
listen,
so let's get. I would just love to see Tisa, up there as well, and because I know that's where her heart is, right? She owns her own salon and things like that, and she's so helpful to others. But when you know what your gift is, like you knew since you was 7 and 10, she's the same way. And she just needs that one big, huge break. And I think that, the industry needs her. That's what I'm just trying to say.
There you go. Say it.
Yeah. So what do you have up next? Are you just reading a role now? You don't have to tell us the name of it or anything, but do you have like a lot of things you're working on as commercials or movies?
Yes. It's been a busy month. I think I kind of mentioned it. I'm going on my fourth booking tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Um, it's been a busy month. Film. Of course I got some more stuff coming up with Nakia. We actually
Mm-hmm.
have another film that's just dropping in July called Beehive.
Beehive.
Amazing, yes, amazing.
Mm.
Diamond is in it. Diamond from Crime Mob. So many other good actresses and actors. I mean, it's going to be another hit. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be another hit.
You said,
Hopefully,
oh, Diamond from the Crime Mob.
yes, yeah,
Enough if
she's in it.
but that's AT. I lived in Atlanta for almost 20 years, so
Yeah,
shout out to
okay,
ATL.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the ATL. Listen. I'm trying to show the ATL. Well, I'm pretty sure the ATL is probably watching me right now. But ATL, if you're watching me, listen, man, I'm trying to get on BMF. I'm trying to get on all these shows that they got going on out there. Now I do audition for them. That I'll say that. I
Mm-hmm.
do audition for a lot of those shows, a lot of the popular shows that you see. I mean, and a message to you and anybody else who's watching who's in this industry, it's just consistency. Consistency. Like I tell myself this mentally all the time, like, look, man, I might not get it this time, but listen, they keep auditioning me for certain productions for a reason.
That's right.
So, it's just a matter of time before they're like, all right, this is where he fits in this world, let's go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and book him for this one. And it's going to
Right.
happen. It's just
Right.
I'm not, I put it in the back of my mind. It's not that I am hoping and wishing and praying for it, but
Mm-hmm.
eventually it's going to happen. You just have to keep putting in the work, stay
Mm-hmm.
consistent, keep
That's right.
doing, excuse
That's
me,
what
keep
anything.
doing it, and just keep doing what you've been doing. And I mean,
Yeah.
you'll watch it, and then next thing you know, you're on set of one of the shows that you've been auditioning for, like for the 10th time,
That's
and
right. That's
yeah,
right. It one day. I mean, it's got to be all in God's timing, because just because
yes,
we want it, He might be like, not right now. You
not
just
right
gotta
now,
practice this.
yeah,
You just gotta practice this. And even though you've been doing a bunch of stuff, it might just take a little bit more of what you've been
exactly,
doing. Just go a little bit further, and then all of a sudden He'll open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing you don't even have room to receive. And
exactly.
Latifah said she followed you, and then Red said Beehive. Period.
All day long. Listen, I'm telling you, this movie right here, that movie is it's gonna open a lot of people's eyes, and they're gonna be like, okay. I'm trying to tell him right now. If I know he's watching me, we need to have a premiere because I feel
He on
like
here. He on here.
everybody needs to see that movie. Yeah, like we put in so much work. I mean, everybody killed it. So I
Now
mean,
that's on Tubi. That's gonna be on two. I'm
I,
saying the name wrong, probably, right? Tubi.
I'm not sure where it's gonna stream just yet, but
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be out there. I mean, and when it does hit, I guarantee you it's gonna be another one. We're actually trying to get things prepared for Double Standards Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all could keep running up the numbers for the Double Standards now, just keep watching it, sharing it, liking it, doing what you're doing, run the numbers up so we can get that funded, so we can bring y'all Double
Double
Standards
Finish
Part
too. That'd
2.
be dope. I'm gonna watch it, and,
Yes.
and and anytime me and sister like a movie connoisseurs, we always be
Right.
like, this is really really good. And just so
Right.
happened, I posted one and Red shared it to the man who wrote it, and I was like, okay, that's
There you
pretty
go.
dope, because I think that people are home. You really don't want to interact with a whole bunch of people. At least I love everybody, but I really don't like nobody. If that makes any type of
You're
local
an
sense,
introvert. No. You're an ambivert. That's like
I'm a
me.
yeah, I'm
I'm
everywhere
an
but
ambivert. Yeah.
nowhere. I'm in the room
Yeah.
watching TV, okay?
Right.
And then I
Right.
know when to turn up, when it's time to turn up, what to do when it's time to do. But
Uh-huh.
lo and behold, I'm in my pajamas as soon as I walk through the door. One of those
Hmm.
type people, but people wouldn't
Right.
think that. So, but
Right.
kudos to you. You guys share. Y'all go like it. Y'all share it again. Share it again.
Yes.
Tell your friends to share. Tell your family to share, so people
Right.
can watch it, so he can make a part too.
Run it up.
You
Run
live
it up.
you don't live in Atlanta, do you?
I'm all over the place. I tell people like where you need me
You
at.
local into global. You
From
local to
local to
global.
global.
Local to
I'm
global.
from local to global. Like wherever you need me at, that's where I'm working at because I believe that it's really not about where you are, it's how true you are to this industry, and it's about how well you really want to show up and show people that this is a passion. It's not because I want to be celebrity, or it's not because I want to be famous. This is
Mm-hmm.
something that I dreamed of doing since I was a little kid. And
Okay.
you know, I've had people hit me up and be like, dude, this is like mind blowing that you still chase this after so many decades. I'm
Mm,
36 years old right now.
mm.
And I feel like I would not feel like I am just getting started.
That's right.
Like
You just you look.
I'm just
KFC
warming
got
up.
started at, I think he was 80.
So many people got started. Well, so many of them hit that peak where they
Mm-hmm.
broke through the door, where they broke,
Mm-hmm.
you know, 40s, 50s, 60s. Samuel Jackson, he came off of being an addict. And look
Mm.
at this man. He just came out of rehab when he did the movie, was it New Jack City or somewhere he played a
Oh, see, I
crackhead?
didn't even know. I never knew that.
Yeah, he just came out of rehab, and that was the case for somebody else as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
so many of these artists got started
Mm-hmm.
at, you know, at a crazy point in their life because they believed in it. They believed in it
Right.
and they were consistent. No matter what life threw at them, they
Mm-hmm.
still pushed through, and they just boom. Look at some of the biggest people in the industry now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's good. Kudos to everybody who's sustaining the COVID, who got past COVID, who got
Oh yeah.
past little strikes, who was even to be able to support themselves when they had the strikes and nobody.
Oh yeah.
Because Burrell, that's on a whole bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Burrell, Burrell is my friend.
Burrell.
So she was in Mary Jane. She
Okay.
the brown skin, she kind of thicker on the thick side, but she a
Mm-hmm.
sweetheart. And
Okay.
I lived in Atlanta for I'll share her with you. You would know who I'm talking about. She don't know everybody movie. She on
Gotcha.
everybody movie. And
That's good.
yeah, so but she's in Atlanta. So
Okay.
at least she was. But kudos for you for not giving up on your dreams and your
Thank you.
passions, to keep going and feeling like you at your peak, you at your prime. I could be your mom, believe it or not. I could be. My oldest daughter is about to be 38 on the 26th of this month.
I mean, that changes. That
Right.
changes in the
Yeah.
times that we're in. That changes.
Yeah,
So
you said that changed a lot of things. My age ain't number now. You know what? I wonder
Yeah.
because my company. Shout out to Millie Seasoning, by the way. Millie Seasoning is flavored done the old-fashioned way. Everything you need is in one bottle. We got garlic and
Nice.
herbs, seafood, all-purpose, Cajun, and the chicken fry. You guys is strolling across. Pick you up some. Your taste buds will thank me later. That's
Okay.
my grandmother on the bottle.
All
And
right.
it's no sodium in it. It's a healthy seasoning choice. That's why it does phenomenally well. But I was sitting
Nice.
back saying, God, you gave me all these different taste of each of the product. Don't none of them taste the same. And I
Right.
was like, I wonder, open up a can would have been an insult for my grandmother. My
Yeah.
grandmother cooked everything from scratch. Banana pudding, she needed the dough for chicken and dumplings. It all had such a great flavor. And I was saying to myself, now look at me. She's been transitioned years later. Look at
Right.
me. I don't know. God gave me the vision to do it, put a name there with that picture. But I don't know how many times my grandmother might have hummed, because she used to put a little bandana on, sit in her little chair in Brooklyn and look out the window while she cooking. I can remember that just as plain as day. But I don't know how many times she might have prayed while she was cooking her food. Come on, Lord.
There
While
you
she
go.
might have just had great thoughts while she was cooking the food. While she might have prayed for her family while she was cooking the food. Now look at this. Years later, here I am, and she's in so many cabinets.
There you go.
So many cabinets. So you just don't know, by you saying I wanted to do this from I was 7 to 10 to people, don't give up. That's the moral of the story, because you could be right there, like you said, at your peak.
That's right.
And you don't know, God be like, I needed just for you to just do it one more hour, and you gave up on yourself. Don't give up. I think you got big things in store for you.
Thank you.
I see just so much happening for you, and it's amazing that I can watch people that I interview here or see come down my Facebook and be like, man, that's them on that TV, right?
Right.
When you see
surreal.
yourself, how do you feel?
It's still a surreal moment. Some people can't fathom you seeing something. You see it in your imagination. You see it as a vision.
Right.
And years later, you're actually doing this for a living. You're actually doing this, and you going from you telling everybody, and it's kind of like you don't know if it's falling on deaf ears, or you don't know if it's You don't know if people are really actually believing in, that you can really do this stuff. Coming
That's
from a
right.
small town, you know, not many people really truly believe in this stuff. And I get it, because it's not something that we are, a lot of us weren't told to chase your dreams. We weren't, a lot of us weren't told to, go after, be the oddball out. You know what I mean? A lot of us, and I mean, it's no shot at anybody, but a lot of us are, we are in this world where people are telling you to go to school, go get a job. And of course I've done all of that and some, you know what I mean? So
No,
it's doable.
I literally get what you're trying to say. I really
Yeah,
get
it's
what you're
doable.
trying to say. It's doable.
It's
It is.
yeah,
No,
it is. You just have to, believe in yourself at the end of the day. I always say, believe in yourself. Who else is going to believe in you except yourself? You know what I mean?
that's
And
it.
just seek it out. If you seek it, you find it. You're gonna run into pitfalls. You're gonna run into bumps in the road. I did. I ran into a
Hmm.
lot.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And that might be the book that you were, kind of encouraging me to write. Trust me,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have stories for days. I could sit down and talk to somebody for probably until your phone battery runs out of everything that got me to this point. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so
Kudos for
yeah,
you.
that book does sound pretty good, right
Well,
about
just
now.
I mean, I feel like if you write it from your beginning,
Yeah.
right, and then
Oh
you
yeah.
write where you are now, and then if you just this is how you write. You just take your notes and you just write all your thoughts, and then all of a sudden, when you feel like it's time, you compel them to put what makes sense for beginning to, just like a movie, just like a
Right.
scene. And then
Right.
all of a sudden, you take it, you print it, and now, boof, your author, and things of that nature. So I think that when your brain slows down from everything that you got going on, I think
Mhm.
that's something that you should just think about, because I
Oh
think it
yeah.
would help other people, like a blueprint or how I got started, right?
Oh
Because
yeah.
like Leticia said, I need some pointers. She said, I need some pointers on them commercial auditions.
Uh-huh.
Get them all the time, just no booking. I like she's just basically saying maybe you can help her, because
For
obviously she's
sure.
missing, it's something that she's missing, that she
Okay.
gets them all the time, but she's just not booking them. See,
Okay.
so I
Yeah,
believe like each one teach one, when Denzel Washington said that in order to
definitely.
be great, you have to study the greats, and you know what I
And I
mean?
do study him.
Right, study that, show that
Yeah,
self-approved, right? That's what the word of God says. So maybe you can help her out with that. And then sister was like,
definitely.
this is me every event. When I see my events after, I be so proud of myself. So you
Right.
got to be proud of yourself. We'll beat ourselves up, of course, but at the
Right.
end of the day, we still proud of ourselves. You can sleep well at night when you know you did well with others, you
That's
did
right.
well with what somebody asked you to do, and then
Mhm.
you came in there with 110% of what it is, the role, right?
Right.
You put more effort than they probably even know that you put, and that's why
Right.
you landing them all. So kudos for you for that. So I always ask, because
Thank
we
you.
got about 10 minutes. Two questions I ask everybody. One
Sure.
is, will you see yourself in 5 years? And then the other question is, if you had to inspire someone, and it didn't have to be with acting or anything that you're doing, what you would tell somebody else? So first, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I just see myself on a bigger scale. I see myself on a bigger level. Um, and I can't really say where I will be as far as like location, but I do know in 5 years, you're going to see me on a bigger level. You're going to see me doing things that even I can't even fathom or imagine. I'm going to be
Yeah.
alongside some of the biggest names in the game. I'm going to be now, and this is not just me talking. This is me, just by knowing what I know and just, putting forth the effort into getting better as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that my name does hold weight when I am getting brought into these rooms, making
Right.
sure that I actually show up. And
That's it.
I'm going to be creating rooms for myself. I'm going to be creating my own tables for myself. I'm it 5 years seems like a long time, but I'm telling you right now,
It's not.
it's not.
We're
It's
gonna be at
really
the end
not.
of the year before we blink. Watch. This
Exactly.
we're gonna be in 2025 before we can even finish think
Yeah,
about what we did in 2024. See,
exactly.
the time waits for no one,
That's right.
but everybody thinks that the time waiting for them. Time waits for
Right.
nobody, right?
Right.
And life is too short
Definitely.
not to go for everything. Have you ever been to the Grammys?
I haven't, but that's on my bucket
Well,
list.
you're
At some point.
going,
Hey, I'll
okay?
be there. I'll
No,
be there.
you'll
I'll be
be there,
invited
right?
there. So,
Get
yeah.
your suit. Let me tell you something. I don't know
Yeah.
why, because every time sometimes God speaks to me for certain people, he was like, he's gonna be to the Grammy, so he should get his suit that he wants to wear there. Get your outfit prepared. All I can
Oh,
hear is
definitely.
get your outfit
Yep.
prepared. So when it's time, you get the invitation, you could go. Right. And then that'll be a different accomplishment for you. Can shake hands with the great ones.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then
Oh, yeah.
just maybe show up to the Grammys. Let me tell you something. They said before, when I was growing up, they said I could get anybody into the White House with guns. That's how good this mouth was when I spoke. So go up to the Grammys, be like, I'm Joshua
Sure.
T. Shipman, and I don't know how I ain't on this list, but did you just not see the movie that I was just in? I'm supposed to be here.
Oh, it's coming. Oh, it's
Yeah.
coming. No worries about
Yeah.
it. That
Yeah.
it'll my name will definitely be on the list, and I will definitely be sitting probably somewhere in the front or something like that. But that's just a moment in the journey
Yes.
that's ahead of
Right.
me. That's
Yeah.
just a moment.
That's right.
It's so much more that's going to happen and be accomplished that I'm here to enjoy it. I'm here to
That's
enjoy the
right. Go for
journey.
the ride. Right.
I'm
That's
here
good.
to enjoy, inspiring other people. I'm here to, help other people get to, over these pitfalls and where I was and at that certain point in the industry. So, or in my
That's
career,
good.
you know what I mean? So, yeah.
That's good for you. Paul said, "Yes, sir." We going to the Grammys because Paul's still your
That's right.
security guard. Paul said, "Come on, Paul. I don't even know who you are, but
That's
Paul
right.
got
Yeah.
speaking it into existence." Paul didn't say you going to the
Yeah.
Grammy. Paul said,
Big time.
"We going to the Grammy."
That's right. Hey,
What
that's
else,
right. We
Paul?
going. Listen,
Hey,
everybody I
Paul
mentioned,
said
listen,
we
hopefully we
going
can
to
all
the
be there.
Grammys. Look at
Oh,
Paul.
yeah.
Paul cracking up. Yes, Paul, we going to the Grammys because I'm his stylist. Hello.
Oh, man. Definitely. We all in the building.
That's
We all gonna be
funny.
in the building
And
regardless.
we
Listen.
all in the building.
Oh, yeah.
So if you had to say something to anybody that's listening now, you guys hit the share button because sharing is
That's right.
free. And
That's right.
we got to get his name out. We got to get these movies. We want to do part 2 on some of them. So he needs your support because he can't do it all by himself. If he he needs us, right? Some things we do in life need other people. And what you're doing need other people, right? So you guys support him and support him big. But if you had to give like encouraging words to somebody, it didn't have to be what you're doing or how you got started. What would you give to say to somebody else?
Excuse me. Before I say that, and I know we don't have much time left. Before I say that, I do want to say just shout out to everybody. Shout out to all of my supporters, my people who follow my movies, people who see me out in public and they speak, or the people may see me, they don't want to speak because they don't know how to approach me. Speak to me. I'm a human being.
Right.
I'm not, I like what I do, and I tell people this all the time. I have a job just like you have a job. This is my job. This is my job. I don't take this to look down on anybody or to look at anybody differently. Shout out to all my supporters for supporting all the movies that I've been in over the years. I promise you there's so much more coming on so many levels. So thank you all. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to all the producers, directors, the writers, anybody who has ever wanted to work with me, to reach out to me. Yes, I do get busy sometimes. I mean, that's just the nature of the business. When you want to succeed and you are succeeding in your mind, you bring it out. So I tell myself in my mind at times, I am in high demand. I tell myself this. That is my affirmation that I tell myself. I am in high demand. I am a household name. I am one of the world's biggest talents. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And there you go. It happens. And we tend to forget when we say these things, we have to be ready for it. So we have to be ready for the work that comes with it. We have to be ready for everything. And I don't want to go to the side because I am going to answer your question, but I just want to say thank you to everybody.
And then before we answer the question, let's touch on your t-shirt so we won't get past that. Yes, that's your merch. You're about to launch this. This your merch that's coming out. Talk about your merch.
For sure. So honestly,
well, I can't see it. Stand up. What is it? What is it say?
Hold on.
You about to sell those, right? Ain't you selling them? Yeah.
There you go.
From local to global. Look at that. I love it. Now, is that yours?
So this was actually created by, I didn't create this logo myself. This was actually given to me by a friend for a gift. It surprised me and it kind of blew me away. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run with that.
Is his name Keontae?
Huh?
Keontae?
Who is that?
Oh, I thought maybe that's who did it. Keontae. It looks like something like that.
I don't. I honestly don't know who did it. I don't. I have no idea who did it. I just know that it was given to me as a gift, and because they knew my, that was my motto. They knew that was my motto. They knew that's my hashtag. That's what I go. And it's not something that like I just brought out of thin air. It's a mindset. So from local to global is basically saying no matter where you are, you could be in the smallest town, you could be in West Bubble somewhere. It doesn't matter where you are, as long as you believe in yourself, you can
That's
become
right.
that global name. You
That's
can
right.
become known to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's all a mindset. So that's where from local to global came from.
You should just try to figure out who made that so you can partner up with them and then
Right.
they help you out somewhat. Now, will you do a commercial for me? I'll pay you a little bit of coins. I ain't got that much money because I know you charge a lot. But can you just like make me a little commercial for my seasoning?
Listen, let's talk. Let's talk business.
Okay.
Let's talk business.
Okay.
Listen. Hey,
Yeah.
listen, this is what I do. This is what I do for a living. I'm an artist. I don't limit myself to all artists. To all artists out there, stop limiting yourself. You're an artist for a reason. You're not there to just you're not here just to get on BET or just to get on Tubi or just to get on. You as an artist, you have so many things across the board. You have to think across the board. I do voiceover work. I do commercials. I do commercials regionally. I do commercials locally. I do commercials nationally. I do TV shows. I do like that's what we do as artists. You want me to paint? I can dig in my bag with the artistry. I got that in the bag as well.
You know how to paint for real?
So,
you know how to paint in real life?
I know how to draw. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to do voice. I know how to do voiceovers too. I did voiceovers. I should have just kept going. I did one for a pet grooming service in Georgia. I should have just kept going with the voiceovers, but
keep going.
I was managing a music artist at the time, but I know how to do voiceovers as well. But so what if you had to encourage anybody, what would you say to encourage them?
Stop looking for everyone else to support you if you're not supporting yourself.
Come on, say it louder in the people for the people all the way in the back of the woods that I don't even know, but in my apartment.
if you are not investing into your craft and investing into yourself, and if you are not taking what you do seriously, nobody else is going to take you serious. Do you know how long it took me to get on radars of Nakia and Marquand Ragland? When I first started out, you have to realize how long I've been doing independent stuff from theater. And I was terrible. I know I was terrible when I first started. Trust me, because I came from the stage and I was on film. I was just like, over projecting and all this stuff. So I had to learn this stuff. And before I could get on these guys' radar, that's how I knew they meant business. That's how I knew they didn't pay me attention. I didn't get mad. I did not get mad at all because I'm like, okay, I'm understanding now. I have to really put in the work. And this is the real definition when they say your work speaks for itself. When people see your work and they are coming to you, that's when you know that you've done the work.
That's right.
But you have to invest in yourself before other people will promote you, before other people will believe in you, before other people will even want to do work with you.
That's true.
They have to see that you're serious about this thing.
That's right.
So believe in yourself. Stop doubting yourself. You already have it in your mind. Just do it.
I had read on and then I messaged you to come on here and then you didn't say anything back. Then I said, well, maybe he's bigger than this platform today. But look at God. You on here with me, right? It wasn't my timing. Right. It was God's timing.
Definitely.
And I said, well, maybe Sadell, he might just be really, really busy or or whatever the case be. I asked you again and you didn't say anything. But 3 times, really? Right? Yeah. But to your defense is because you could be now my pastor, I'm gonna talk about him real quick, Pastor Camp.
Okay.
Just because you see me on social media, I'm posting, I might be on there for a second. The only way to get to me is via email or through the church assistant or something. Just because you see me on there, I'm not ignoring you. That means I never really seen your message.
I
So
never sign out either.
right. So to your defense, you could
Yeah.
have looked like you're on there, but you really
Right.
wasn't. You really wasn't on here, right?
Correct.
But
Correct.
now you're on here now, and that's all that matters. And I thank you for that, because you could have been anywhere else, but you choose to be with little old me, and I'm really really grateful. Anybody that I interview on here, the reason why I do this is because I want other entrepreneurs to know that if they could do it, you could do it too. I want
Sure.
everybody to hear their testimonies from how they got started, from humble beginnings. Always remain humble and things of that nature, because I want everybody to know there's somebody that might be catching this going down the timeline. We don't know who might
Right.
watch it after, because a lot of people watch it. We don't know who
Right.
might see it on YouTube, and it might be a little person. It might be a bigger person that was trying to do it so much, and then he said or she said, "Nope, I don't even want to try this no more. No one's getting me in the door," And then
Right.
here you come down their timeline, giving them inspiration. When I'm listening to other people talk sometimes and I hear them talk sometimes, I'd be like, okay, I hear the message. They don't know me from a can of paint,
Right.
but the message is for me. The
Right.
message that's coming, them inspirational people leave coming down either TikTok or Instagram. Sometimes I take it in and I might save it, and I might say, okay, that message was clearly for you, right?
There you go.
So
Yep.
that's why they made it. So kudos for you for not giving up.
Thank you.
Kudos for you for making part 2 of the movie. Kudos for you for going to the Grammy. Kudos for
Yes.
you for having your own merch. Kudos for
Yes.
you for writing your first, but not your only book. Kudos for
Mm.
you for landing every role that you feel like you want to be in part of. Every
Thank you.
commercial you audition to
Thank you.
that's meant from you, from God. Kudos for you for for breaking generational curses and making
Yes.
generational
Yes.
blessings for your children. I think you got a son, you said, right? How
I
many
do.
children you got?
Yes.
Right?
Just one.
You broke
Just one.
you but look, you broke the curse, right? I don't know what your father
Yes.
did. I don't know your father or your grandfather or your father's
Yes.
father's father, but what
Mhm.
your son know is his father,
Oh, yeah.
and his father broke the curse,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
Generational blessings shall seek. So now your son is you his role model to say, no, if my
Yes.
dad can do it, I can do it too. And
Most
people don't
definitely.
understand that. So I thank you for coming. I thank you for everything. You be able to put your links in the bottom. Any movie that you have, if you have
Okay.
it like Red has it on one little link or whatever, you could put
Right.
it in there. But if you got to put multiple links, go ahead and do that so people know where to
Okay.
find the movies at and where to find you at. And then my niece, if you can share your number or however she could get in touch with you, just to give us some pointers, because I really want to see her make it. And I hate the fact that she goes to the auditions but not land them, even though she's probably not supposed to land them all. But I know
Right.
it probably feels how it feels maybe not to land some of them, right?
Got you. Got you.
Did you feel that
Definitely.
way too?
Just keep.
Give us some
Just oh yeah.
encouragement.
Just keep going. I mean, it's so many. It's so much. It's so much. We're gonna probably do. You'll probably do 100 auditions and probably only land 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe even 5. So it's all about just keep going. Keep going. Do the audition. Throw it away. Don't even
Right.
think about it, because what happens is when you start thinking about it, dang, why I didn't get this one? Dang, I wanted that. Oh, it was that close.
Mm-hmm.
But what you're wanting so bad, there might be something that's 10 times bigger than that you actually book later.
That's it.
It happens. It happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. You
So
sound like Missy Elliott.
yeah,
Missy
you got
Elliott said she don't focus on, she do a song, she go in the studio, she do the song, she just let the song be. She just go on to the next
it.
project, because if you keep thinking about that one song, then you're not making greater ones
Yeah,
from that one, because you're so focused. So kudos for you for telling her that. And she said
definitely.
she needed to hear that. And then
Oh, for sure.
sister said her time is coming and coming
Oh yeah,
soon.
for sure. Just keep doing. I mean, shout out to everybody on here. Just keep doing it. Keep going. Consistency, 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 persistence, dedication. Just keep doing it. Don't do it because you want it so bad. Do it because you enjoy it, and just watch what happens.
That's me. That's me all day with the
Yeah.
seasonings. I love telling people I want to see everybody healthy. I want to see them. I want to see everybody just it's everything you need in one bottle. When they taste
Right.
it, they just feel like, oh, it's really, really good. I think because they see my little table set up there, like I
Right.
created all of these, but I created a formula, right? I
Right.
created something that's going to be in Whole Foods. I speak this every day,
Wow.
from Walmart to Sam's to Whole Foods. to Costco's, to I name everybody. Pathmark, that's in Brooklyn if it's still open. I'm at Mom and Pop, Sprouts, everybody. I just put it all in the atmosphere like you did. And then I literally went in the Food Lion, moved somebody else's seasoning back, and was like, it would look good right there. I done changed the wrapper and everything. So consistency is the keys, guys. And I have to send you some. You will enjoy it. Do you cook?
Oh yeah, I can. Well, we're gonna use it.
Okay, you're gonna use it, and you could carry it with you, like on. And when you travel, it goes on a whole bunch of stuff, salad and everything. So I thank you for being here. Hang out with me while I talk about my next guest. So you know, I do this each and every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live. It goes down. I was gonna say in the DM, but it really don't go down in the DM. I'm married, y'all. I was just gonna, you know, I got carried away with the lyrics. I was gonna just goes down in the DM.
Man.
It really
had to clear that up real quick. You had to clear that up real quick.
Anyway, I'm crazy too, believe it or not. So look at Paul. Paul laughing. Paul, it ain't going down in the DM. I'm sorry. He's just the bodyguarding and I'm the stylist, but it ain't going down in the DM.
You almost made somebody happy there for a second.
Yeah, right. So next Tuesday, you guys set your notifications so y'all could join me. I am interviewing. His name is Michael. He is a Black firefighter, and I'm excited to have him here. I'm excited to have him on, how he got started, what made him want to be a firefighter and everything like that. So you guys set your notifications accordingly. I thank everybody for joining. We thank everybody for joining. Go out and support him. Please support him. Without your support, he's not going to be able to be that successful. So we need your support, your support, your support. If you catch the replay.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm going to be successful, but I want y'all to be here with me now. So if you're not supporting, hey, that's fine. But just know we're going places. We're going places.
We from local to global. I might have to go ahead and
I told you and get a t-shirt. That's right. Set the time. You remember when I told y'all this? All right. So, but thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for all your support.
My main man, Michael Lee. I'm gonna have Michael on. That's what Paul said. My man, Michael Lee. Yeah, Michael Lee is my next guest. So I'll be sharing his fly. His fly. I'm excited about that. I want to see everybody win, Joshua. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. That's why I do this for almost 2 years. God gave it to me.
Yes.
I didn't feel good. I done called out of work for 2 days straight. 2 days. Wow. I went to work today. I clocked out I only did 2 hours. I didn't have a voice. I was coughing. I felt sick. I said, God, let me get enough rest where I can just pull myself together to do this because, like you said, consistency. There's a lot of probably sick people that don't feel sick that still got to get up and do what they have to do. So I thank you for joining me. I really, really, and I want to see you be so proud. I'm gonna go watch the movie. Right, I'm gonna eat my dinner and watch the movie. So shout out some of the movies that you would think that would be on your top that everybody could go ahead and watch before we go.
Definitely Double Standards for sure. I know it's not in the season, but Christmas Proposal, of course, that's a classic. That's a hit. Christmas at the Greenbrier, Kingdom Men. There's so many of them. What I tell people is to go to my IMDb. We have so many more films coming. We have so many. We have so many more coming. Like I can't even really name because there's so many good ones at that. You know what I'm saying? So IMDb. Follow my pages.
Now explain what that is and how we find that because I don't know how to find that either.
So IMDb is International Movie Database, and that just basically holds all of the film productions, TV productions, any new media, anything that goes on in the world, whether it be SAG, whether it be independent. IMDb, International Movie Database.com.
I'm gonna put it in there.
Put my name, Joshua T. Shipman.
IMDb.com.
IMDb. Yep. I'll actually send you the link. I'll send you the link.
No, you can put the link in here. Put the link in there.
Let me see. Where...
No, after we go off, do you see comments anywhere?
I do. Yeah, right here. Yep.
Okay.
I do chat with everyone in the studio.
Chat. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then you can put it right in there because after it's finished, it'll go straight. And I'm gonna share this with you too. I'll share this live with you, the YouTube live, so you can share it so people can watch it. You know where to find us at, and then you put all the links in there. Okay.
Okay.
I love you like the love of Christ. And I thank you for being
Much
thank
love.
you for being here. And you guys have a blessed and prosperous night. Remember that he said consistency is the key to anything. Regardless,
That's right.
what do you want to do in life? You got to be consistent. So y'all don't give up. I'm not giving up. I know he not giving up, right?
Not at all.
And then if we gonna all face obstacles, challenges, we're gonna hear a lot of no's before we hear a lot of yeses. And got to keep going with through the no's. There's gonna always be a yes. And I learned that in sales, and I've been doing sales for almost 30 years. With the no, there's gonna always be a yes. So we see y'all. Peace. I see y'all next Tuesday, and we out of here. Bye, Paul. Paul, you better hit the follow button so you can be up here with Michael Lee. Come on next Tuesday. Bye, Josh.
All right, y'all. Take care.
All right.